Okay, so Eagles offensive coordinator Kellen Moore just got another head coaching interview, this one from the Cowboys. Meanwhile, A.J. Brown focusing on the Rams and the media still asking about the book. So he fires back, ripping whoever cares. But that's not all. Jalen Hurts comments on the Rams blitzing, also puts his game in perspective once again for the media. A lot to unpack, including Zack Baun on Jeremiah Trotter Jr., and a WIP caller asked Jason Kelce a great question. You gotta hear his answer. What is going on, everybody? I go by Philly Mike, and this is the Philly Talk Podcast. If you rock with the divisional round Eagles, do your boy a favor, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and click the bell so you don't miss these videos. So as the Philadelphia Eagles have another home game and are trying to continue to advance in the NFL playoffs, offensive coordinator Kellen Moore continues to get head coaching interview requests. Adam Schefter just tweeted, Cowboys have now requested permission to interview Eagles OC Kellen Moore for their head coaching job per sources. Now, we heard murmurs about the Cowboys showing interest. That's why they asked Kellen Moore yesterday about it.
I mean, obviously, I've spent a lot of time there, 8 years there, and so obviously have plenty of relationships about that place. And so, I love it here. I've had so much fun here. It's been a really fun process, and we're in a really special situation right now. Getting the chance to play this Sunday, have a chance to make a run at this thing, and that's really all you worry about. Everything else is what it is, and we'll see where it takes you.
Of course, he's going to say that his mind is on this week versus the Rams because we have an opportunity to do something special. Although, if you ask me, last week in the win versus the Packers, it was probably his worst play calling game of the season. I'm still not a big fan of teams being able to interview playoff teams' coordinators. They got to focus on the week and the task at hand. I had former Eagles defensive back Nolan Carroll on the channel a couple days ago, and he said the same thing.
As far as the interview process, it didn't used to be like that. It always used to be after the season they would talk to coaches. Now it's gotten early and early or whatever, but I think that's just a distraction in my opinion. I think you should wait until the Pro Bowl when there's a week off where you can actually, that's what they used to do. But anyway.
On that note, Kellen Moore has now got 3 head coaching interview requests. 2 of them came before the Packers game. The Saints requested and the Jags requested. However, the interviews didn't even take place yet. Tomorrow, Friday, he virtually interviews for the Jags opening, and on Saturday, he interviews for the Saints job a day before the divisional round matchup. As for the Cowboys interview, it was just requested today, so who knows when that is actually scheduled for. But we need Kellen Moore in the lab working with these guys, whoever's involved in the passing game coordination. I'm not saying Jalen got to throw the ball more. It might be snowing, and I want to do what got us here, and that is giving the ball to 2K. With that being said, I still need some more explosive plays, and I do think the Packers defense is better than the Rams. They bracketed A.J. Brown. They did a lot of things that caused confusion for the Eagles offense and made us adjust. And Jalen did a great job doing that, checking the Dallas Goedert on the game-swinging touchdown in the second half of the ball game. When I say this offense being more explosive than it was versus the Packers, I'm not saying throw the ball. I'm saying put more points on the board however you can. Run, pass, play action. We just need to be efficient in what we do because Jalen Hurts told us this time and time again. And yesterday, he reminded the media.
It looks different. Every game is different, like I said. I think you guys need to understand that I don't play the game for anything other than to win. And my role in each game will be different. And the approach in each game is different. And, you just want to go out there and do your job and take advantage of opportunities, obviously. And I think some things are magnified a little bit more because there's less opportunity in certain areas. But ultimately, it's about winning the game. We're talking about playoff football.
You heard him. So this Sunday, Jalen, do whatever it takes to get us a dub and get us to the NFC Championship. The Eagles are 8-0 when Jalen Hurts does not turn the ball over. And we saw a lot of so-called good quarterbacks turn the ball over in the early playoffs. Lastly, on Kellen Moore, again, just because he got 3 interviews don't mean these teams are going to pick him, let alone Kellen Moore elects to leave the Eagles to go to one of these teams. I'm not saying it's a done deal. However, I just want the Eagles in general to be focused on winning football games. Staying with the offense, A.J. Brown was once again asked about all these narratives as it pertains to him reading the book on the sideline, and he fired back.
A lot, but none of that stuff really matters. I'm continue to be myself. I'm not pretending. It's not a facade or anything, So who cares who don't like it, I'm a 3-time All-Pro. Yes, I'm gonna pop my shit. That's just what it is. That is what it is, and I do that for myself. I don't care nobody. Like, I'm not a distraction. So most importantly, I go out there and do my job. So all the other shit, it don't matter.
Real Eagle fans ride with A.J. Brown. He doesn't do anything wrong, and the media stay trying to get a story. If it's not the Philly media, it's the national media. Nobody does their homework. This is Philly. Talk your ish, bro. And I think whether it snows or we just keep handing it off to Saquon Barkley, he's going to get his, especially after the catch. They done woke a monster. The Eagles been feeding off this controversy all season long, so let's keep going. Real quick, if you want a free entry into the jersey giveaway on January 25th, all you got to do is hit that like button, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and write in the comment section, beat the Rams. Also, don't forget, I'm back doing the live play-by-plays, so make sure you're there with me Sunday at 3 p.m. They did ask Jalen Hurts about the possibility of the Rams stopping Saquon Barkley. Then what? But he does a good job explaining how everybody contributes to Saquon Barkley getting his.
Yeah, I don't think kind of loaded a little bit. I don't think that there's been a game where he's been taken away.
Right, but they try to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They try, He's a great player, and I think we complement each other well. And he's been able to just get dirty yards, and soon enough he pops one off. And so that's been a big part of our success this year as a team, and that's a credit to everyone playing a role in that. Blocking out wide, holding backside players, off of a fake, a down block or a pull, or the identification up front, and everyone being on the same page. It's a collective effort.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's the great saying. Now, I know Ram fans are throwing this around. Players to rush for 100 yards versus Sean McVay in the playoffs. 12 career games, 0 people done it. However, years ago playoffs has nothing to do with this defense, and they are giving up 128 yards on the ground. We already know the 255 came last time we played them. They're definitely going to stack the box, but like Jalen said, people try to take him away, and he still got his. And when the Steelers really, really tried to take him away, well, Jalen Hurts almost threw for 300. So just know this offense is capable of doing whatever it takes to get the dub, as Jalen time and time again says. They also asked him about how much the Rams blitzed the Vikings. 9 sacks. Listen to Jalen talk about it.
We'll see. I don't know really what they're going to do. It's a great team. And I think even Green Bay kind of did some different things that we were not expecting as an offensive unit. And so, it's the playoffs. It's the playoffs. Got to be ready for everything.
Again, in yesterday's video, I said that Jalen Hurts made the check to Dallas Goedert for the big-time touchdown versus the blitz. But overall in this game, play calling and some of the checks weren't there versus the blitz. Now, throughout the year, Jalen and Kellen has been great versus the blitz. But as he just said, they caught him off guard and blitzed a lot more, especially in the red zone. That's something that Kellen's going to have to keep an eye on versus this Rams front, who did have 9 sacks. I love what Lane Johnson said about it, though.
Their offensive line couldn't block them. That's what it was.
He said the Vikings O-line couldn't block. Now, he gave a lot of respect to that D-line versus Murphy, the young D tackles. But again, the Vikings offensive line is not the Eagles. But if you see a team with 9 sacks, you better pay attention to it. And this Rams defense is playing its best ball at the right time. Moving over to the defensive side, they asked Zack Baun, is Jeremiah Trotter Jr. ready?
Yeah, Trotter's definitely ready.
How do you know that?
Cause I'm practicing with him. I'm playing with him. Yeah, he's been ready for a long time now. He's really excited, and I'm excited for him and Orrin.
Do you agree with Slay that you are the defensive player of the year?
I don't know. I don't know. I don't really look at other people's stats, so I don't know what their stats are. So I don't know. I don't know. That's a tough question.
I also love the humbleness of him saying he don't look at other players' stats, so he don't know if he's the defensive player of the year, but Eagle fans know how good he's been. That being said, listen to Trotter himself talk about the confidence Fangio has in him.
It definitely means a lot, just Coach Fangio saying that about me, and this shows the confidence that he has in my abilities, and knowing that your coach believes in you and believes that you can get the job done, especially when right now when the team needs it. When my dog, when Kobe out, sadly I'm gonna be praying for him, a speedy recovery. But just having that confidence from coach, it definitely means a lot.
Again, nothing set in stone. Who's going to get the start or more playing time? Are they going to share between Orrin Burks and Jeremiah Trotter Jr.? However, a beat writer said, do you think you're going to start?
Well, right now I'm just trying to prepare. I need to prepare, just to make the most of any opportunity that I get. I'm not really, worried about it. That's really up to the coaches and everything. But right now I'm just trying to make sure I prepare, and when if I get in there, make sure I do my job to, for my guys on the defense and just on the other side of the ball to try to make impactful plays to help the team win.
Looks like it's going to be a tough decision for Vic Fangio, but once again, as I always say, I trust him. Lastly, Jason Kelce was on WIP, and a caller asked a crazy question, but I love his answer.
How do you feel about us making this run without you?
Good question.
Yeah, I'm very much happy for all of the guys there, all the coaches, all of the players. Of course, I'm one season out of it, so I do have part of me that wishes I could be there and be a part of something like this. But it was my time. I still feel like I made the right decision, and this is the way it goes. And it's been fortunate that it's happened this quickly for the Eagles. I think that I know so many of those guys so well. I'm really, really happy for them. And, maybe, listen, I know I'm not out there playing the game, but to a certain extent, I think that I still have had an impact on Stout in his career and some of these guys in their careers, and Cam Jurgens and Jalen Hurts. Like, I was a part of them learning and adjusting and welcoming them to the league, just like I had Todd Harrimans and Evan Mathis and Jason Peters and players do that for me. So in some ways, I feel like I'm still a part of the team, if I'm being quite frank, even though my impact is far, 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 far less.
That's great, Jason. That's cool you feel that.
That would be how I feel. Obviously would love to be out there with those guys and go into battle, but I think it's more just immense pride that they're getting it done, that the offensive line has played as well as they have. And
And you sort of set that tradition. You've played a huge part in creating the offensive line tradition here in Philadelphia.
Of course.
For sure, Jason Kelce, you've been a big part of molding this team in general through all the lessons you taught everybody. But remember, he self-scouted Cam Jurgens. I'm not saying we wouldn't have picked him, but Jason Kelce gave him the stamp of approval. And early he said he's going to be better than me. Can't say that yet, but Pro Bowl season, and Cam Jurgens looks like a Kelce Jr. With all that being said, make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell so you don't miss the videos, and get some entries into the jersey giveaway by doing what you need to do. Muscle up, leave me a comment. I absolutely love hearing from you guys. Some of y'all talked about some of the things we talked about today. Until next time, you know what time it is. We out.